Okay, so on the
Ayo!
beautiful.
This dude's wearing Vans today, man. Really kicking it old school. Say hello to Mr. Stirrup Third Period. We're taking a pano, everyone. Smile. Am I? How about now? Wait. There they are. Now we ready, Mr. Stirrup. How do you do this thing?
All right. All right. So on there was a couple of comments I saw that are on the surveys, which I just wanted to address. Just make sure we're okay. One was class is too fast, and that came from Algebra 2. I know it's a fast class, and I try to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's accelerated.
Well, I understand. I just want to make sure everyone had their adjectives down. But I apologize. And then somebody said that, and I need to apologize. And I don't know who this is, and I'm not seeking you out, and I'm not trying to call you out, but somebody in one of my classes says that they are being harassed by somebody else, and I'm not doing anything about it. So quit the harassment.
Sam, was that you?
No. No, it says that like one student is harassing another student, and I do nothing about it. And my gosh, I don't know if it's this period or not. It's one of my Algebra 2s though. So I apologize if I haven't stepped up, but please, by all means, let me know. Friends, let me know or let your teachers know if anyone is ever harassing you. Give the heads up to the teacher. If the teacher's not doing something about it, but it's being done in front of them, I mean, I gotta be honest. I don't. If someone feels that me calling somebody cupcake or sunshine or farm fresh egg boy is harassment, that's me being playful, and I apologize. And if you ever take offense to it, talk to me, and I won't let it happen again. But I apologize if that's, so I'm not hurt by the comment. I'm confused by the comment because I think I have a open enough personality that you could approach me if someone's giving you grief, and I apologize if that's happening to you. Please let's get on. Let's make sure it's not happening because my whole thing of education is I want to try and teach how I would expect my daughters to be taught, even though they're at a different school. So, I take harassment pretty seriously. So if someone is being harassed, let me know. And I'm happy to handle it. And I'm sorry that happened. And again, it's not something that I'm trying to lead my class to be, a harassing environment. If you feel harassed because I told you I have a bad sense of humor and I laugh when people fall and you happen to fall a lot, well, I'm sorry. Don't fall so much. Yeah, let's get your equilibrium down. All right, so, as far as the rest, it went pretty well. One student said that I don't understand the math. which is very possible. I thought I was faking it pretty good for quite some time. So it's very possible I don't understand the math, and I just kind of try to do it as I can.
Wait, what?
Someone made a comment that I don't understand the math that I teach.
You don't understand the math?
Yeah.
In this class?
Yeah. It's either this or 8th period, so it is very possible. And I admit there are some problems that I might have done that might have goofed me, might have stumped me. you know, a lot of times I will come in cold to a lecture and it's like, oh, we're teaching this, and then there's times where it's like, uh-oh, I gotta go relook at that to remember how to present it appropriately to you. So I can assure you, I think I understand the math at least by 40%, but
It's good enough, right?
That's 25%.
I understand 40% of it 25% of the time, and that accounts for 86% of the days. So, but other than that, I mean, I enjoyed reading the comments. Someone put that my personality makes this class a 1 with like 60 zeros behind it times better. That was kind of cool. Anything else? And again, if you were somebody who made a comment that, you know, if you're concerned about me, talk to me individually. You're not going to you're not going to offend me. There's very little that offends me. And if there's something that you would like to see better, I hope that you think that I'm a good enough person. You could approach me saying, hey, you know, maybe when you teach this way or this way, you know, and I get it. There have been a few times where we had longer amount of time on homework, and I rushed through the content. I get it. I did it. You know, sometimes I apologize. So I won't apologize that we have 47-minute periods, because I taught on block for a long time, and
It's way better.
let me assure you, no, it isn't. I cover way more content. I will never teach. If this school ever went to block, I resign.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
You do not cover the content.
Well, because it's
If a kid misses a day, you've missed like
2 days.
a chapter and a half or a section and a half of lecture. I will never, ever, ever go to a block schedule ever again. I feel so much more. It's so much better for students. Trust me, like if you've missed one day and you feel lost, imagine if you missed a block day.
You're
And that
so screwed.
and that was like, say you missed the Thursday block, you don't have class on Friday, but then you have it again on Monday. You have an awful long time to sit there going, okay, what did we cover on Tuesday that I need to know for on, you know, and then you covered on Thursday, what will I cover on Monday? Block scheduling is not by any means, I guess, it is,
I respect your opinion.
no, from a student perspective, yes, if I gave you guys class time to work on stuff in class,
It's really good.
and you know, when I taught on block, yeah, there was a lot of times there was a 20-minute window saying, hey, start on your assignment.
I understand it stuff about 1,000 times better on block than I do on this schedule. And like I had way less trouble with completing assignments.
Yeah, but you didn't cover as much material on block.
Yes.
I cover more.
Although, is it better to cover more material without understanding it as well?
That's why I'm available. That's why
I
I'm.
mean, sometimes.
No, I
mean, you have 2 off periods for 6 classes.
I have 3.
I mean,
Or
students.
actually, I have 4. Yeah, and I have Monday, Wednesday, Friday available for help before school, after school, any day.
I prefer block schedule way more.
Cool.
I guess a
I
block
respect your
schedule
opinion.
is blocking your learning ability.
So,
Yeah.
so I can tell you that I can tell you what I teach to you guys right here. I would have taught. I teach far enough and deep enough in this class that covered about a third of pre-calculus at Chaparral.
Really?
Yeah. When you take pre-calculus here, you cover second semester, you cover first semester of Calc 1. There's no other schools I've ever seen that have been able to do that. So we have the top marks in the state for a reason. 1, you guys are awesome. 2, I firmly believe block is the way to go. And
Not the way to go, you mean?
huh?
You said you firmly believe block is the way to go.
Block is not the way to go, in my opinion.
Well, you just said.
I retract my statement then. No, I.
Can't retract
So Coop, I did my master's degree and I wrote a 110-page thesis with a lot of research. And yeah, if you ever want to be bored to death, you can read my thesis. It's bad. It's 5 chapters, and it's published. So yay, I'm published. Yay. But I did it on block scheduling versus traditional, and so one thing that I do understand is statistics. I understand statistics backwards, forwards, upside down. And so how I collected my data, my university I went to for my master's was like, how did you know to do this? It's like, it's not hard.
Genius.
And so what I did is I did it all out of Clark County, Nevada, which had 55 high schools. And so what I did in Clark County to do my research, there's 55 high schools when I was there at the time. I did a random number generator to pick 10 high schools. And then of those 10 high schools, I went to each math department of those 10 high schools, and I gave each teacher a double-digit number. So it was from 01 to however many teachers were in their department. Did a random number generated thing. So this might have been teacher 03, 07, and 10. And this high school might have had teachers 04, 10, and 05. And I gave them a pre-test and a post-test to give to, and then I randomly assigned students. And I showed by significant research and using a two-sample t-test to verify it that block scheduling does not allow for the depth of understanding that traditional scheduling does.
Yeah, because when you get bored like halfway through the class.
Yeah. Would you like to sit there for 90 minutes?
No.
It's not that bad, trust me.
You're a nerd, man.
No harassing on that. There's my person. That's my harassing person over there.
Good thing I got you next year.
No, y'all can
jeez.
harass me all
I
you want.
don't know what I did wrong. So, but anyhow, I'm off my soapbox. What questions do you have off of B? We did odds. Odds. Okay.
Do 11 and 17.
11 and 17. So number 11.
Buckle. Put my shirt.
Okay, number 11 says write the first 5 terms. Okay. So A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. All right, that's 6 times 2 to the first, and then that's 6 times 2 to the second, 6 times 2 to the third, 6 times 2 to the fourth, and 6 times 2 to the fifth, whatever algebraic or arithmetically those come out to. And then what was the other one you said? 17.
Fractions.
Write a rule for the geometric sequence. Okay, all right, so they want a sub 0 is equal to 3 over 8 and r equals -2. Now, I can do this one of two ways. Which term was I just given?
Zero.
A sub 0. Normally it's what?
A sub 1.
Okay, so if I wanted to find a sub 1, all I do is take a sub 0 and multiply it by whatever the ratio is. So I have 3/8 times -2. So that gives me -3/4. So that's my a sub 1. If by doing that, that's going to allow me to go back and use my geometric equation in this way. So I can get that. And then by me doing that, this one they just wanted us to write our equation. So I know that I have 3/4 goes in for a sub 1, or -3/4, excuse me. And then I have r, my ratio is -2 to the n minus 1. And so then I can go a sub 1 I already have. We found that just to be -3/4. A sub 2, I'm going to plug 2 in, so 2 minus 1 is 1. And then go from there, so I'm going to get -3/4. -2 to the first, a sub 3 is -3/4 times -2 to the second. A sub 4 is equal to -3/4. So -2 times 4, that's a 3. And then a sub 5 is equal to -3/4 times -2 raised to the fourth, because we plug 5 in, it's 5 minus 1. And whatever those come out to is my first 5 terms.
Nice.
Okay? Anything else off of the worksheet?
7.
7.
Or 11.
I'll hit 7 first. And I'll do 11 if you need it. A sub 3 is equal to negative 80, and they gave us a common ratio of 4. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to use my general equation, a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. I don't know this, so I need to find that first. So I'm going to take a sub 3, which is negative 80. Is that all right so far?
Yeah.
Times a is equal to a sub 1. I know my ratio is 4. What number did I plug in to get negative 80? 3. So 3 minus 2, or 3 minus 1 is 2. And so that's going to give me negative 80 equals a sub 1 times 16. Divide the side. So is that 5?
Yeah.
Negative 5? So now I know my a sub 1. And I know my ratio that we're both given. So I have negative 5. R is 4 to the n minus 1. And is that all they want us to do? And then list the first 5 terms. So a sub 1 we have, we know is negative 5. A sub 2 is equal to negative 5 times 4. N minus 1 is 1. A sub 3 equals negative 5. 4 to the third. A sub 4 is equal to negative 5. 4 to the, or that should have been second, to the third because I'm subtracting 1. And a sub 5 is equal to negative 5. 4 to the 5 minus 1 is 4. Whatever that comes out arithmetically. And 11 was the other one? Was that, or which one?
11.
11? Plug 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in
You
for
just
n.
plug them in.
And then whatever it works out to. All right, pass those on up if you don't mind. Make sure your name's on it. If you're handing anything else extra in, make sure your name's on that. And Michael, I think you adjusted well here. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. I see me was. It's highlighted. Got them all? Got all the homework? Anything else? Going once, twice? Sold? All right, this should be relatively quick. So we have this lecture and tomorrow's lecture, and then we're done. Yay. Develop understanding of recursive rules and the differences between sequences and series. So write a rule for each sequence. So it looks like I'm subtracting 7, so I have a common difference of 7 here. So if we remember, my general equation is a sub 1 n minus 1 times the common difference. There should be a plus right there, excuse me. So I know that a sub 1 is 39, because it's my first term, plus n minus 1 times negative 7. I would accept that answer. Just know that you could probably distribute that negative 7 over and combine like terms. So if you went one step further, negative 7, that's 32 minus 7n.
Why is it 30?
Oh, because negative 7, if I distribute that over, negative 7, so 39 minus 7 is 32. So each of these answers are correct. Which one do I prefer? I think they're both correct. If you had a multiple choice test, they would probably have this answer given. So just do the arithmetic on it, which is, I think, simple algebra 1. All right, on this one, it looks like I am multiplying each term by negative 3, so that's my common ratio. And that's my first term. So I get y equals a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. So that's going to give me negative 11, and then r is negative 3 to the n minus 1. And there's that function. Cool? So the rules we wrote are explicit rules, rules that give a sub n as a function of the term's position number in the n sequence. That's that. So I can find any n term if I wanted to. I guess I should change that to a sub n. But blessing you. Okay, rules for a sequence that gives the beginning term or the terms of a sequence And then a recursive equation that tells how it's related to one or more preceding terms. That's recursive. Did you get it?
I got 4 questions left. I got stuff I gotta do.
Okay, it's on my chair.
I put back in the file.
Oh, you put it in the file?
Yeah, man.
All right, a sub n is the terms of a sub n minus 1. All right, and I think I have, is this at the bottom of yours? Just for term, defines each term by relating each term to the previous terms. Okay? Too much talking over my shoulder over here. I won't say who it is. I'm not saying who it is. This one, common difference looks like it's 7 or minus 7. So again, my equation. So my first term is 39. So my nth term plus.
I
think that's the
same.
Is this the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same. Oh, this is the same.
No, I don't think they give equations sometimes.
Yeah, I'll have the equation. I'll have things on the test for you.
Oh, nice.
Sweet,
Thank you.
Wait, so what's the recursive rule?
Oh, yeah.
That's a sub n.
Yeah, but
A sub n. So this would have been a sub n equals 39 plus n minus 1 times negative 7. That's my rule.
Okay.
That's what so if I said, hey, what's a sub 50, I could plug 50 in
Okay.
and find it. All right. Recursive rules can be used for sequences that are neither arithmetic or geometric, okay? So does anyone know what factorial means? This means I did this. N factorial. N exclamation point. So I guess in your English class you'd say N!
Oh,
N! Or something like that. All right, how this works is this. So if I were to go 1 factorial, that's equal to 1. If I did 2 factorial, that's equal to 2 times 1, which is 2.
So it's shut up.
What do I do?
So the third factor.
3
1,
factorial.
2, 3. So it's just 1 time. Oh.
You just multiply. So,
You just multiply them by all the previous
yeah.
numbers? Oh,
So
that's easy.
this is 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 4 factorial, 5 factorial. 5 factorial would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? A lot of times that is used in statistics. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. It's all the numbers from that number down multiplied. Obviously, you don't want to include 0 because it would always be 0. And then a Fibonacci sequence. You've heard this term before, Fibonacci?
Yeah.
Okay? This is like it. This shows up in nature a lot. So you guys have seen like those seashells that you have these regions here. I'm sorry I can't draw a snail's shell or a conch shell perfectly. But
That looks beautiful.
a Fibonacci sequence takes place pretty easily with that. I'm not going to go into the general form for it, but it's basically a Fibonacci sequence works this way. What's the number between? What I would have 0. If I added 0 to 1, I'd get 1, and then so it's those two added gets me 2. Those two added gets me 3. Those two added gets me 5. Those two added gets me 8. Those two added gets me 13, so on and so forth. Okay, and that's basically Fibonacci sequence. So that's I believe it's Fibonacci sequence is it's a sub n minus 1 times a sub 1 or plus a sub 1. I think that's it. That's how they run through that. All right, use the recursive function to find the first 5 numbers, okay, of the sequence. So they told us that A1 is 1. And they told us A2 is 2. All right, so let's see how they're getting these. A1, let's use this first. They're saying that 1 is equal to a n minus 2 is negative 1. Is that okay so far?
Yep.
And then times a n minus 1 is a sub 0. And then you're getting a 2 by plugging a 2 in. So you're getting a sub 0 times a sub 1. And you're just building upon that to get there. So let's see, how are we going to get these rules in there for you? What do I do?
No.
Let's see if we develop a rule to this on the next slide. I'm looking for this rule. Hang on. Oh, we're done. All right. I need to grab my notes because I guess I don't know math. I'll be back.
He's not back in 5 minutes. We gotta leave. Did you?
Sir, I think you know your content quite well.
Well, I appreciate it.
Of course.
All right. You can do this. All right. So if I wanted to find a sub 3, a sub 3 is going to be a sub 3 minus 2, which is 1, times a sub plug 3 into that, so 2. So what's a sub 3?
2
times 2. So 2 is a sub 3. If I wanted to find a sub 4, so I'm going to now use this. So a sub 4, I'm going to plug 4 minus 2, so that's a sub 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. So a sub 2 they found as 2. A sub 3 they found as 2 as well. So that's going to be 4. And then if I want to find a sub 5, that's going to be a sub 3 times a sub 4. So I found a sub 3 to be 2. And I found a sub 4 to be 4. So I'd get a sub 5 is 8. So there's 5th term, 4th term, 3rd term, 2nd term, 1st term. Is that okay? All right. And then let's see. Adding 3 each time. In terms, finite, infinite. So this is finite because it ends. So common difference of 3. First term is that. So I have a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. A sub n is equal to a sub 1, which is 3, plus n minus 1 times d, which is 3. So that's arithmetic. Agreed? Adding 3.
Yeah.
Infinite. Okay, so that's finite. This is infinite. So again, this is the same exact equation. So we're going to come up with the exact same answer. And then finite series. Plus, 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 plus. Done the same way. It's all the same. We're done. Finite sequence to finite series. I think life is good. So, 10C odds will be the work. And then AG or N means arithmetic, geometric, or neither. And you have 12 minutes. Cool. Woo! Clear. Oh, wait. Clear. Stop.